Incoming transmission from Vice Admiral Richard Sams, Regional Coordinator Region 20, SFI.
Command codes verified.
Good evening all. A very warm welcome. Very nice to actually be sharing the screen this evening. Introduce my two guests this evening. Sitting on the bottom, which is where he's thoroughly deserved because he's got two people keeping control of him that way, is Fleet Captain John Hardy, CEO of the USS Essex, and beside me is Lieutenant Colonel Robbie O'Brien, who is the Brigade OIC for the 20th Brigade and also the Deputy OIC for the 391st MSG. Good evening, gents. Very nice to have you with me.
Evening.
For everyone else's benefit, and based on what happened a fortnight ago, I've just pinned up the link for this chat on YouTube in case Facebook decides it doesn't want me talking again like it did a fortnight ago, which worries me slightly about Facebook's algorithms. But there you go. Wouldn't mind betting I've been blacklisted. It wouldn't be the first time, probably won't be the last. So
congratulations. Go to Facebook jail, do not pass go, do not collect 200 likes.
Yeah. Right. So where are we? So first off, reminders. Let's pop that in first. Popping into the chat now, excuse me, is the link for this week's Wonderful Wednesdays prize, and there you are. That's it. It's the final of the 4 Trek themed coasters, and this one's the Captain's Log coaster. So that's up for grabs as always. Again, all you need to do is click on that link, put your name in, and press submit. It's as easy as that. That's nothing else to it. And you will be entered into the draw, which will take place around midday on Saturday. Before that's drawn, you'll have another chance to enter Anthony's Tribble competition. That will open sometime on Friday morning, all being well with Anthony. And that will run throughout the weekend. And then on Monday morning, so Andy's one will close Monday morning, and then Monday mid-morning, Monday afternoon, Lee will post up one for the poker chip, which closes on Wednesday morning, and then we're back to Wonderful Wednesdays again. So it's a nice cycle of freebies available for Region 20. All you need to do is participate. There you are.
You'd almost sworn to plan that, Rich.
No, I've had that one sus for a while. It flows nicely, that. And I've not asked Anthony or Lee to start or stop theirs where they do it. All just segues in perfectly.
It's absolutely, definitely not a happy accident. It was all carefully planned from the start.
Oh no! No, believe me. If it does happen, and I do plan it, you know me. On that rare occasion where I do actually get ahead of the curve and plan it, I tell everyone about it.
Yeah, I planned this. This is my idea.
I'm really happy to put my hand up and say no. It's lucky. It's lucky that it worked. Right.
I hope you all. By the way, I hope you all enjoyed the Brigade OIC's April Fool's prank on the 1st of April. My April Fool's joke was definitely not me forgetting that April the 1st was the first Thursday. So I decided to, hijack Nothing Formal and make it kind of technically Nothing Formal / Crayon Crack crossover.
Yes, you know. See, not only me that forgets stuff. It doesn't mean the power of good in me admitting that this evening. It really is. Right, and another link going up there. Now that's the one for the Spirit of Starfleet Award. And to remind you, just to be a bit clear, there seems to be a little bit of fuzziness about the criteria for this. So I'm trying to explain it clearly. So, first of all, the time period. We're looking at stuff that happened in March. All right, March 2021. Not before, not after, just during March. Anyone nominated must be a member of Region 20. And what they must have done is during March, they must have posted something, or maybe a series of somethings, somewhere on any of the region's social media. So any of the Facebook groups, or on Discord. Or they could have commented on one of these chats, so it would be either here or on YouTube. But that's it. Must be stuff that they've posted in the region's social media stuff. Okay, we're looking for stuff that's caught your attention because it's come up across the region's pages. Now, it could be a one-off comment that they made about something, and that's inspired you to go and do something, or it's giving you a boost, or whatever. You can put your reasons in the nomination form. The great thing is you don't have to be all flowing and prose. This is the exact opposite of what we asked you for in the award nominations. I really want a little bit of information. I don't need loads of it this time, just a little bit to help me make a decision. And the person who gets the award won't know why. All they will know, everyone else, is that they made, as the certificate says, they'll get the award for making March a little bit better, and that's it. So you don't have to worry about embarrassing them or embarrassing yourself because of what they did made you feel good or whatever. That'll be between you and me, and it goes no further. But that's all it is. But it's that criteria is that it must have been in March and it must have been on the region's social media stuff. All right.
So I want everyone to submit 2 A4 pages so that Rich has to read through reams and reams of material on top of the regional award nominations.
I know. Now, the award nominations haven't got to me. Actually, you get caught out there. So the award nominations aren't an issue for me until it's been through all the team. They get to read it all first.
That's right. Kevin has to go through them all first, doesn't he?
No, Jim now, not
Jim.
Kevin.
Jim now, yeah. Sorry, Kevin last year.
And talking of the awards, actually, it's a very nice unplanned segue in. Just to let you know, Jim let me know on Sunday when they all closed, we had a total of 213 nominations received, which I think is brilliant. I mean, every category was in either the high teens or the 20s in terms of number of nominations.
That's fantastic.
That's really good. It's really good. It's brilliant. Which makes Jim's task harder because he'll be trying to sift through that lot. But I'm sure he's on top of it. But it's great. 213 is fantastic. Just means that doesn't necessarily mean that means that 213 people have been nominated. Because what you could have had, let's take randomly.
I'm really thankful to you all for nominating me 213 times for every award.
I could stretch a lot of them. But I can't see how you possibly qualify for junior member.
Well, I'm junior to you two by a good couple of years.
Touche, sir. Touche, yes. And you're not new anymore either.
No, I'm well and truly an old rusted hand at this stage.
Yeah. But it's great. So it's fantastic, and I do look forward to reading them once the team have had a chance to dive through and discuss. But it's brilliant, and it's great when you think. I think I was asked by another RC to review some awards in that region purely because that RC is also a CO, and so he removed himself from any of the categories where his ship or people on his ship had been nominated. So I looked at those, and I was honestly surprised at how few nominations in each category there were. So it's really good to see that there are so many coming in across Region 20. It's brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Right. And moving on from that,
just to provide you all with an update on the Brigade Awards, segueing very unplanned and nicely. So the nominations have all been received. I'm hoping to sit down with Rich and Rob over the coming weeks and get our awards in. The planning to get the awards kind of decided on and forwarded on for forwarding up the chain through the before the 1st of May. The deadline for them is the 1st of May. I obviously want to get them up the chain that little bit quicker for the core wide awards. So hopefully you should see announcements coming out on them in the next couple of weeks. I just need to align myself, Rob Crane's, and Richard's schedules. Again, there are some of those awards where I will have to step aside and let Rich and Rob make the decision, just because they may involve my unit. In the interest of fair and impartiality, I can't be doing that. I can't be giving the best unit in the brigade award to my own unit, lest there be accusations of foul play, shall we say?
Doesn't mean that the 391st won't get it. It just means that you won't be.
I can't be blamed for giving it to them.
Right, yeah, no, that's right. No, and that's good. Which again, it flips back. I see Dan Adams is on the stream again, and this kicked off back when Dan was RC. We've fine-tuned. I think we fine-tuned our regional awards program in something that's brilliant. Not only do we do what a lot of other regions don't do, what we do in terms of letting everyone nominate. What a lot of other regions will do is they will allow each chapter to submit a nomination for each of the categories. We don't do that. We let anyone nominate. And also we then go a step further, and the nominations, when the awards team get them, are anonymised. So they are making decisions based solely on the achievements of the people, not on, oh, that's my mate. He's good. He's good, and he will have done. It's this one, but I know this person, so I'll give it to them. So we get rid of all that as well. It's brilliant. Really good. Really good. So looking ahead, you will have seen in 10 Forward a post from Sven Harvey saying that if anyone is interested or has any interest in assisting with developing SFI in Wales, because I've mentioned it several times that Wales is the only part of the region where we don't have a chapter. Then there is a group that's been set up to discuss and look at developing that. Now, make it clear, we've been very conscious in the past, whenever new chapters start up, that we don't condone poaching. So we don't say, oh, look, well, there's a chapter right next door to you, so why don't you move from that one to this one because it's nearer to you and whatever. Will be your decision as an individual member. You do have, as per the membership handbook, the right to join any chapter in SFI if that chapter is willing to have you. So this is all about being clear about that from the off. So I'll pop in that link in there now, and I've gone in and amended the group name tonight to make it a bit tidier. So it's facebook.com/groups/SFI Wales. Click on there, and at the moment it's just a discussion group about where we can do it. Now, if you live in Wales, but you're a member of another chapter and you don't want to leave the chapter you're with, but you would like to get involved in supporting a new chapter, maybe going along to their event, whatever, that's fine. Join the group. That's exactly what it's all about at the moment. It's exploring about if there is sufficient interest out there to start one up and what support it would get from existing members without committing anyone to moving chapters. All right. So if you're interested, have a look there. It's very much in the embryonic stage, and it will keep rolling through. It's something I would like to get achieved while I'm still RC, to see a chapter start in Wales. Yeah, it would tick another box for me for when I decide I've had enough of being RC. But I would like to leave having left a chapter in each of the parts of the region. Everywhere else we're doing really well. It's just we need one in Wales, at least one in Wales. More than one would be good, obviously, but at least one would be good. Talking about bits that are going on as well, don't forget that I've set off my second quarterly challenge of the year. And just to expand out, because the walking challenge in January went down really well to shift those Christmas pounds. So I thought, certainly as we're hopefully coming out of the severe lockdown that we've been in, baby steps still, but there are more opportunities to do a few more bits. So it's a variation on the theme. I've just expanded the walking into exercise in its fullest. And what we're looking to count this time is exercise minutes. So not steps. So you can still walk, but just what we want, rather than how many steps you've walked, is how many minutes you walked. But it could be anything. It could be, so this will cover everything. If you walk, if God forbid you're mad enough to run, rugby, football, dog walking. So if you walk with the dog rather than just on your own, if you're swimming, anything like that, anything you do that's exercise that counts for exercise minutes, that will count. Still looking for chapter reps. And again, it's a very easy job for the chapter rep. Once a week, they just need to collate all the information from those that have taken part in their chapter and send that through to me. And I'll set up a spreadsheet like I did last time. They just go in, select the chapter, select the week, put the total in, job done. And I'll do the working out from there. There you are. So it's very easy. Very nice, easy one. And it gets people a bit more active again as well. And it's a good prep because you need to start building up those muscles again, so that when cons open, you don't cripple yourself in the first hour because you've not walked that long. So think positively. Look at it as a way to start getting your body conditioned to walking for more than 5 minutes at a time ahead of cons starting up again.
Yeah, there's one from Daniel. Actually, he's using the Boxercise on his VR headset. So again, don't forget, guys, for any gamers in the audience, if you have either the Oculus Rift or the Quest and you play Beat Saber and you happen to be wearing something like a Fitbit, that is going to count your move minutes. So you can play video games while also racking up minutes for the challenge.
There you go. That's why I thought it would be even easier, because it'll be stuff that you haven't really got to do. And if you haven't got a Fitbit or whatever, you can loads of either apps, or you can just go onto the website and put convert what you do as exercise, and it will convert it into minutes for you, and you can do it that way. So we're not, again, that's the whole point of these challenges, that there's something simple, there's something fun, and they shouldn't cost you to take part. That's one of the big bonuses of them. Where are we? Talking of quarterly stuff as well. Just a bit of a heads up, because I'll be talking through with the CEOs about this. We are coming into about the quarter where we do a review of the membership of 10 Forward, the 10 Forward group on Facebook, because it is one of the things that we view as something that's available just for our 20 members of SFI. So if your membership has lapsed or you weren't going to renew, think about that now. I'll be talking to CEOs to check with what goes through. The main issue really is where people have different names on Facebook than they have on the database, but we have maintained the list that we got from last time for that. It's just a bit of a fair warning there for anyone who might still be around but isn't updated yet. Just to do that, go into the database. Talking of the database, you will have seen, if you've been active in the academies in March and now into April, you will have seen, or you should have seen, that you would have got your result added to the database. So you should have received an email confirming that your grade had been entered onto the database, and your CO will have been copied into that as well. They've made the decision to start doing it as of the 1st of March. They're adding grades, etc., back into the database. There is some ongoing work to pull in the stuff that was logged offline between December 2019 and March this year. I don't have a timeline for that at the moment, but that's to come. that is to take place, but new stuff is going in. So that's good. It's really good. It means that people are able to see immediately the results of their efforts and whatever. Don't forget anything that you did while it was recorded offline. If you should have got a certificate. At the very least, you should have had an email confirming that you passed it. You should have kept all those. Keep hold of all of those up until it all goes up onto the database, because that's your best way of challenging the fact that you haven't, something's missing off your database record when it goes live, as it were.
I would also say to that, make sure you do keep a perpetual record of those certificates and back up your database record once every quarter, if you can. It's very simple. You just go into the database, into your member page, and there's a button at the bottom that says download record. And you can just back up your record. It just means that if something does happen, such as an update or the mythical new database comes online and something's missing, you'll be able to post your details or get your record amended without too much fuss.
Yeah. I'm just looking quickly. We did have... Yes. Do you know what? Let me pull that up. Now, we mentioned it on a live chat in August last year about doing that. Exactly that. And there is a little PDF on here on downloading your record from the SFI database. Bumping this as it does. That should now be popping up towards the top of 10 forward, because I've just bumped it up and typed a new note for it. But it is in there in the file section. There's a little PDF with a couple of screenshots that explains exactly what Robbie's just said on how to do that. But yeah, absolutely would agree with that. It's one of those things where it is stressed that it's your record, so it's your responsibility. Okay, so to take care of it. You just download it. You can download it in whatever format you want, and just keep it wherever you keep all your other files and stuff. Robbie says update it once a quarter. Easy peasy. Not a problem. Craig asks a question: is there an R20 Star Trek Online fleet? I don't know. Is the short answer, because I don't play that. I don't know. My suggestion, Craig, will be bung the same question in 10 forward. And if you're on the Discord, bung it on the Discord as well and ask there. And then you'll probably find, if there isn't, there may well be people who pop up and say, well, I play it, and we can get on going.
I know Scott, I think it was Scott Peter, was running the Star Trek Online fleet for PC.
Yeah.
I don't know if we actually have an official R20 Star Trek Online fleet on Xbox.
Not that I'm aware of, but then, because it's not a thing I do, so I wouldn't know if it did. But yeah, no, just put it out to more people and ask.
I suppose the one thing to emphasize, it's not something that would be officially a Region 20 fleet. It would just be something that members of Region 20 happen to play the game together.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because I don't know about you, Rich, I don't have time to be running an online fleet as well as a...
No, I've not trouble with the real one. Yeah, I've enough to do with that. Right, I'm going to show you. I had some posts today, which might seem pretty... Jesus, he's got this board now. He's showing us his electricity bill and whatever. Where do I start? This is the problem. Where do I start? We'll start here, and I've worked this out. I need to bring it in quite close because of the. There you are. That is the badge set for the USS Geekology, one of the part of the Starbase Birmingham badge sets. So that one came today, as did that one, which is I believe is the USS James Watt, and just like the original command one, so the Starbase Birmingham command one has the command chevron bit on it. the bits at the side come off and fit on other badges. So there you are. So I've now attached the operations one onto the Region 20 badge. It's just all magnetised, so it all comes apart and whatever. So they turned up today, and if there are any still available, details can be found in the QM Stores group. All the information is in there, and I'm sure Mr. Sven would be very happy to let you know if, excuse me, where how many of your Federation credits you would need to part with to purchase them. There is a donation from all of the sales go towards the Birmingham's charities, which is because it's on the thing. Dazzling Dreams GB, that's their charity that they do their fundraising and stuff for. So that's available there. And there are some other bits that came in that package which will be mentioned in something over the weekend. So look out for an announcement about their badges over the weekend with something that's going on. The other thing I got is that very spiffy patch, which will require a little bit of adjustment on my patch board to fit it in. One of a run of about 20 or so that the Surgeon General, who also happens to be a member of Region 20, has had done, and there are some available for sale.
Very nice.
Pinged in Mark's email address. They're £10 each, including postage. It's cmo@uss-merlin.org.uk. Message Mark, and he will let you know how to pay, and he'll sort your details out from there. But that's lovely. That's going on the patch. In fact, actually, I can't decide at the moment. I'm going to put it on the patch, or I'm going to actually stick a bit of Velcro on that and stick it on the arm of my blue Picard
uniform.
There you go. And again, don't forget any other badges. I see Grace mentioned about the Stargazers badges. Any other badges, pins, patches, whatever for sale, QM Stores is the place to go. That's where you'll find all of that information. Nearly everything that we have is all in the one place, purely because if we put it in 10 forward, within a day or two it gets buried and you lose it. But it's all in all that's in QM Stores is all that information about stuff. Plug in my own bits. The Merlin have got stuff available. There you go, and that will segue us on nicely, talking about bits you can buy, to uniforms. So, because I get asked frequently, and I've remembered to actually get ahead of the curve this week. Excuse me.
And this definitely wasn't down to the BOIC giving him an idea.
Yeah, absolutely it was. That's the company where I got this top from. And most of the tops, and same as John, most of the tops I wear week in, week out comes from this firm. Now, this one was the first iteration. I was explaining this. This is the first iteration of it. It's the Picard 2295 one, or 2395, sorry. The ones they do now, they've amended. So the red yoke here has got the little deltas across it, as have the Command Yellow and the Science Medical green, teal, blue, whatever you want to call it. Those ones. So they're the ones that are slightly more screen accurate because they have got the delta material. So that's this one. So they're fairly good value. Well, they're very good value, and I think they're fairly good quality. I'm extremely happy with the price I've paid for them in terms of wearability and what I think will be the durability of them. So that's it. And while we're talking about uniforms and stuff, if you're not on the Cucullens Facebook group, you won't have seen the fact that they've managed to secure a supplier for the uniforms that they wear. And where do they come from, Robbie? The ones that Cucullen, is it from Star Trek Online?
They are the Star Trek Online Sierra 2 uniform.
Yeah.
So if you want to make it in Star Trek Online, you can make it in Star Trek Online using the Sierra 2. However, we've seen suppliers have been kind of hit and miss, shall I put it politely, with regards to the uniforms themselves. Now, most of the marine grey you've seen are people who've gotten a uniform off an eBay supplier or another supplier, and we've had the grey replaced by our very own Colonel O'Neill, with 2 L's. She's been gracious enough to make sure that the Marines are properly dressed up to this point. But our very own fleet captain, David Chapman, Chief of Security and former CEO of the Cuchulainn, has actually been in talks with a supplier who both Frank and Jonathan got the red jackets from. They were very, very, really good, very, very, very good quality, the 2 of them. So we opened up talks with this supplier to see if we could get the other division colours, yellow and blue, done. They've been very accommodating to us so far. So in the post that I've linked in the chat there, you will see that there is a link to both the Final Decision Red, Final Decision Yellow, and Final Decision Blue uniform. One recommendation we would make to people is when you're making the purchase, it does initially come with a Delta and rank pip sewn on. You can ask for them just not to be included, and the supplier will be happy to leave just the Delta off so you can put your own comm badge on. I have my magnetized Cuchulainn comm badge, and it'll also leave the rank slider blank for you so you can attach your own rank pips or your own marine rank bars when you get the chance. But link below, there's Cuchulainn uniform in all the division colours. They're few and far between to get them this good from a supplier, so I would highly recommend that you do that, and let's help make sure that Fleet Captain Chapman's hard work doesn't go to waste. Because again, the issue with these kind of things is if we go to the pain of annoying a supplier to make the variants available and they're not taken up, it will make getting those variants harder again in the future. So feel free to snap them up.
Yeah, that's the problem with all these things, isn't it? Is the fact that you get even this supplier on. They also run a Facebook group, as well as you buy it through YouTube. They also run a Facebook group, and their thing there is people saying, "What about this uniform and that uniform?" And they're coming up with designs, but it's a minimum. It's a minimum of 20 orders before they'll put it out for manufacture. So the fact that the Cuchulainn or the David's managed to get it done without that sort of minimum is fantastic, but it will definitely make it easier to order the variants in the future if the first order has a decent amount of the variants in it, as well as just the standard red. But yeah, that's really good.
To answer the question that Anne's just asked, where to obtain a magnetic Cuchulainn badge, well, you get a Cuchulainn badge, you get a pair of snips,
you
take off the pins,
or magnet on it,
and you get a bit of double-sided sticky tape with 2 earth magnets. Oh, I boimlered this hard, Anne. I boimlered this hard, and it's working out beautifully. Or you could explain it the nice way Sharon did.
Yeah, it's what I did with my my Merlin one as well. But I just went one stage further, actually glued the back of it on, so I didn't trust the double-sided tape that came with the magnet. But
oh no, I got No More Nails double-sided tape and used that. So
yeah, no, it's what a lot of people did before they it was Sven actually. It started off the magnetic ones with the first the Space Dock Birmingham ones, and that's where people are starting to go, which is good because it stops you putting holes all over your uniforms.
Yeah, now if only we could get the SFMC ones in a magnetic material, then it would be even better again.
Well, I do remember that coming up as a discussion, and I think the first lot, whether the second lot have done it, the second order, the first lot were made in a ferrous metal. So, the theory being you could snip the pins off, but quite how you snip the pins off and then get it to sit 1/8 of an inch apart from the other one, I wouldn't know.
To be honest, I cheat. I use a set of costume fasteners, they're called. So I've taken the actual, as you can see, I've taken the actual pin backs off them, and they tighten up with an Allen wrench.
Yeah.
So they just stay on. It also means that you can do the uniform all the way up, and you're not scratching the ever living out of your neck.
Yeah. It's one of the.
No, you really can't.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't. Well, that is one of the joys of being a reserve Marine, a flag rank, is that when they've ridded all those pips, they're done as a solid block.
Yeah. It's one of those things that to this day still frustrates the ever living out of me.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind, only I'd finally gotten my hands on the black bars so that I was properly dressed for the streams with the 2 silver and 1 black.
Yeah.
And then lockdown happened, and I wasn't able to wear them for any big streams. And I got promoted before I could wear them again, and now there's no ranks left that have the black ranks.
Yeah. So no, yes, because you're 3 silver now, aren't you? Just 3 silver. Yeah.
Next one for me is 4 silver, then 5 silver, and then it's on to the flag bars.
Yeah. It's the best thing I like about this uniform, and these certainly for the fact, but my only bugbear with the more, even the Monster Maroons, Monster Marine needs 2 for every rank, but all of the DS9 and Nemesis and Voyager and whatever ones, you need 4. Yeah, 2 for the collars and 2 for the cuff. This one, you just need 1. Just 1. Yeah. It's marvellous.
You probably ordered 4 of those Vice Admiral rank pips, and there's 3 of them sitting on other uniforms.
Yeah. Actually, no, because I think I just ordered 2 of these. I think ordered 2.
I'll get one for you, I'll get that one for you.
Yeah.
I'll get one for you.
It's brilliant. Awesome. And the other Picard, the throwback Picard variant is good because that only has 2 on the collars. I think on the collars for that one. So that's better. That's better as well. But that was always the bugbear. Is that you're trying to get 4, and especially with. Well, I have to admit the SFI manufactured Admiral's bars, so it's the TNG Nemesis variant. SFI had their own ones made, and they're actually really good. Comparable, I would suggest, to the Anabos ones that I managed to get hold of. I only managed to get hold of the Anabos ones because they were in a sale.
I think they were something similar to the Anabos ones. I'm not sure if they were made by the same company or off the same plans. Though I do still to this day miss my Anovos captain's rank for the Monster Maroon. I managed to get 2 of them for $10 at one of the conventions one day.
Wow.
End of day on the Sunday, and they didn't want to fly them back to the US, so they were practically giving them away.
Well, just an email from them tonight, and there's a bog off. They're doing a bog off sale for First Contact Day, and the captain's bars are on there. They're $9.95 each. You get 2, but then you'll get a wallet for the
postage.
Wallet for the postage. Yeah. Yeah.
Although it's still.
The Anavos would open a European distribution hub. Anyway.
It still to this day gives me a giggle that they have an in stock section and a coming soon section.
Yeah.
Although I can tell you now, I won't be buying a TOS top off them. $350.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's worth it, but
it's great quality, but the wait times have been horrific for lots of people with lots of their stuff. And it's put people off. But they now seem to They now seem to be manufacturing in the US rather than outside the US, which is helping. But which I'm just trying to look for something to answer a question that's come up. Oh, no, it is only got yeah. But yes. What's that? So I don't know if anyone's been keeping an eye on the stuff. Anyone have any questions or bits they want to ask or need an answer for that we'll try and answer? Nothing.
Well, there you go. And yeah, Daniel's exactly the same thing for me. I got them on I think it was the last day of DST in London. And I literally just happened to be up at the stand just before the convention closed. I will say, though, for anyone interested in their products, they are really good quality. I cannot fault the quality, just potentially the cost. But they do actually now, they've redesigned their site to actually have an in-stock section. So at the moment, you can only, the in-stock section literally tells you whether or not your size is there and whether or not it will ship. It's not pending manufacturer based on order numbers.
Yeah, which was the thing that's, I mean, I waited. I've got the Archer flight jacket. It's great. So they did it as a concept piece. So to feel that, because Archer was involved in the NX project, NX-01 project, so the Warp 5 project. So they worked on the theory that if you look at any modern day military who are part of a test team, they'll have a flight jacket made with patches. And so they had the flight jacket that looks like the Enterprise uniform across the top. And then the inside is bright orange, and they use the same fabric that was used for the EVA suit in Enterprise. Orange EVA suits that they used in Enterprise. And it's fantastic. It's phenomenal quality, and it weighs a ton. It keeps you really warm. But yeah, I waited ages and ages and ages for it. And I also managed to get I also got a Nemesis dress whites jacket. But the order of it, I waited so long for it that I've had one made, the one I wear when I've been wearing one, which is the Admiral's wearing it. It's just the captain's wearing it. So I think I wore the Animos one once, which was for the regional summit in Edinburgh. So that's in the wardrobe, and I have to at some point get round to selling it because I'm not going to wear it again, and it's sitting there. They're doing nothing. And I won't wear it again because I've now got the Admiral variant one that I wear. But,
I know a few people who put that off your hands fairly sharpish, Rich. So
it's just getting me back in gear to actually take some photos of it and put it up for sale. Every time I watch it, must do that. But don't get around to it. Yes. So Dan asked a question there about the trailers on First Contact Day. I said, brilliant. I mean, this is that you can see that there has been a real shift in marketing at Paramount. Because obviously they used First Contact Day as a way of plugging Paramount Plus, their new pay-per-view service. But I tip my hat to them. In fact, they're actually making use of events like this when you think of what Lucas and then Disney have done with Star Wars for years. So it's brilliant, and it's a great way to push out stuff like this. Yes, that's good. I mean, I was thoroughly looking forward to Picard season 2. I'm not going to mention what's in the trailers in case people haven't seen them yet. I'm thoroughly looking forward to that. I've seen some interesting discussions about season 4 of Discovery. Mainly seem to focus around the moment about the fact they seem to be having another set of uniforms.
Yeah, it was. I think the first thing somebody said to me about the Disco season 4 trailer was, "Whatever you do, don't buy the Disco season 3 uniforms. The season 4 ones are much nicer."
Yeah.
And again, not going to go into too much of a spoiler for anyone who hasn't seen them, but I did like the fact that they seem to be, I don't know, integrating the roots of TOS with the TNG color scheme and putting a modern twist on it, if that makes any sense.
Yes. Yeah. You can see where they've. Yeah, I can see where it's all followed through from, but and it's great. I've seen various discussions about, well, and someone had taken a screenshot of the fact that one of the crew appears in that new uniform to have had a promotion, which therefore makes them think that season 4 isn't set immediately after season 3, which would explain why they've had new uniforms. And then someone else pumped in with, yep, that would do as a continuity point of view, but on a more technical point of view, they've heard that they've changed out the grey because the grey was bloody awful to film against.
Which is a shame.
I appreciate that as well.
Which is a shame, because Admiral Silver Fox looked great in that grey uniform.
Yes, that was. I did like that one. Yeah.
Yeah.
I really like that one. But,
I wasn't necessarily a fan of the neck rank thing. I kind of wish they'd stuck to the shoulders on that.
Yeah. Very strange. Well, that was all weird. Yeah, and then
because it's
captains had bits on the shoulders as well. And,
well, that's the thing. So the Admiral had his ranks on his shoulder and on his neck.
Yeah. Well, and on his comm badge.
And on his comm badge. So there's 4. Captains have the rank on the front and the back of the shoulders, because it's one of those American Civil War style that I believe the US Army still uses it on their number 1 dress as well, where it wraps around the shoulder.
And made me when I first saw that, I went straight to motion picture.
Yeah. Which I'm not complaining, because I did love the uniforms. But then she also, so she's got 4 on her shoulders alone, then she's got it on the neck and the comm badge.
Yeah.
And then everyone else has it on their uniform twice, or in some cases once on the comm badge, and that's it. So, I think I might have put a dent in. One of us has put a dent in Pip's bank account, and I'm not sure which of it was. No, I have to say I was quite encouraged by the First Contact Day celebration. Let's call it. It did bring back, I suppose, the feeling of, the feeling of May the 4th celebrations, and as you say, what Disney and Lucasfilm have been doing for years. But it was also great to see that the creators seem enthusiastic about Star Trek as the fan base are.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
And we've got 4 shows in production at the moment, between Discovery Season 4, Picard Season 2, Lower Decks Season 2, and Star Trek Prodigy.
5.
And Strange New Worlds.
Strange New Worlds.
Yeah.
So, I mean, 5 Star Trek shows running concurrently. Okay, different stages of production and different stages of airing, but 5 separate Star Trek shows.
Yeah.
With a 6th if the Section 31 show ever goes anywhere.
Yeah.
Although that seems to have quietly disappeared into the shadows, if you'll forgive the pun.
Plus, there still seems to be cyclical mentions about another film.
Yeah. They seem to be sort of harping on about potentially either a Voyager film or a DS9 film, or although what you do with a DS9 film, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I mean, it was great to see, the the what you call it, the season 8 episode 1 concept episode from the DS9 look back. That was brilliant. Even just seeing it storyboarded out, it was still good to see. But I would kind of like them to see it. I don't know. It's hard to know where you go. Do you start into the Supernova storyline from pre-Picard? You know, where he's in command of the Odyssey class and in charge of the evacuation operation up to the Mars attack, or you know, do you go post-Picard era where Starfleet is just getting back on its feet and getting back out into the galaxy?
Yeah. Or do they do another branch off? It's not Kelvin, not Prime, another offshoot. Yeah.
Yeah.
Be interesting to see if it goes anywhere. But my initial feeling is actually that they'll. My gut feeling would be that it would be possibly Picard, something in that sort of time zone that would lend itself. Because again, from a financial point of view, if you're using the sets, the props, the costumes that you're using already, it's less production cost.
Well, the other rumor that I've heard, now again, it's based off of an ongoing fan theory of a TNG remake, is a younger Picard film with Tom Hardy.
Oh, okay.
You know, we all love Pat Stew, and we all have loved him for many, many years at this point. But let's face it, the man is getting on in years.
Yeah, 81 this year.
Yeah. And difficult enough keeping up with a rigorous TV filming schedule, let alone a movie filming schedule. So, will we have Tom Hardy as Picard and trying to help, you know, going back to his academy days, or going back to Ensign or Lieutenant Picard?
Yeah. Yeah, would be nice. My preference would be nice to see some of those bits that we've only had filled in really with novels, and even then not fully in every case. Would be nice to see some different concepts around from that. Because if you're going to go with a crew, you either got to go with Discovery, and that's still running its course, or you've got to wait really for Strange New Worlds, because you've got no current, and you can't do DS9 unless you're going to try and replace
half the cast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same with TNG. We've that TNG that's been stretched out and done to death. Same with the, that would be my theory. I would like to see bits of canon or lore that we haven't seen visually before.
Heck, you never know. We might get a Captain Dax.
Yeah,
with Esri in command of the Vesta.
Yeah. But then, so I've always been of the philosophy that any Trek is good Trek, because it's reminding people that it's out there, and you don't have to like everything that comes out. But I will watch everything that comes out at least once.
Yeah,
some stuff I'll only watch once. That's fine.
One that surprised me was how much I enjoyed Lower Decks.
Yes, we've actually been saving it. We haven't watched all of it yet, just because it's something to look forward to. While there's nothing else to do at the moment, so we're stretching it out a bit. But
I watched the last episode.
Yeah, it's good. Enjoy it.
There is a moment in that last episode that is going to make you jump up and down in your chair like a little 12-year-old.
Yeah,
the 12-year-old in me was singing happy songs when that moment came on. There is one for man.
Oh yeah. Funny enough, because last night, I think it's horror. It's the horror channel. We flick over and there's an Enterprise, and it was one of the temporal. It was a temporal episode from Enterprise that we watched last night. It was quite good. Yeah,
believe it or not,
that could be very interesting.
Star Trek Online actually did a really great expansion based off the temporal Cold War. Actually, it was really good to see. And it's funny because it's the first time in a long time that Star Trek Online has been. It's an officially licensed product. Look, they have the license for Star Trek Online, the video game, from CBS, so it is still an officially licensed, but it's considered beta canon.
Yeah.
But almost everything that they're doing now, they're developing in conjunction with CBS's writing plans.
Yeah.
You take even the likes of the Romulan supernova that started off the Kelvin timeline. Star Trek Online is based on that premise of the Romulan supernova and what happened to the Star Empire and the Federation and the Klingon Empire post supernova in the Prime timeline.
Oh, brilliant.
So, it's scary to think that Star Trek Online is 11 years old at this stage and still going strong.
Yeah.
It's been 11 years since we first saw Kirk, Spock, and McCoy played by Pine. That's mad to me.
Yeah.
11 years.
Yeah. Crazy. Yeah.
Craig,
now
seasons of Discovery to take care of that for you.
Yeah.
It's been funny to see now over the last. Interesting, actually, is Boimler going to see that grass ain't always greener on the other side in season 2 of Lower Decks? Because it seems, don't know about you, but being a bridge officer for Will Riker doesn't seem like maybe the best career move for most people. Yeah, and there's going to be a lot of buffer time. That's all I can say. But yeah, I think that's the big one for me. And I have nothing else really on my list, only to wish everyone a safe, careful, cautious reopening. Don't forget to keep your distance, keep your social distance going. Just because the country's reopening doesn't mean you have to go and lick everybody again.
Yeah.
Wash your hands. Keep your masks on where appropriate and where advised by public health guidelines. And remember, if it doesn't feel safe, don't do it. Get out of the situation and get yourself back to a safe place. I think the other side of it is, don't be afraid, guys, if things feel weird being around people again. I think that's something that's been on a lot of people's minds, is the anxiety of going back into social situations again. Don't be a weird, or don't be afraid if it feels weird going into those social situations again. Everybody's feeling that way. Nobody's quite sure how to act again. And it's going to be interesting as things reopen and we get back to some form of normality, even if it is a bit different than what we knew. But we're going to get there. We've already seen the worst of it. And as Craig said, don't be picking up strange tribbles, just the ones that are sent in the post.
Excellent.
Anthony, I think we need to have a word with you about your tribbles.
Yeah, isn't that a fantastic line to finish on? And don't be picking up strange tribbles. Yeah. Face. Was it? From what we're getting told over here, face, space, hands, no tribbles. There you go. There you are. There you go. Yeah. So thank you everyone for participating this evening. It's been nice to chat with everyone. Again, my thanks to John and Robbie for joining me live on stream. It is much easier when it's not just me waffling into a blank screen with everyone. Lots of information's come out about bits and pieces that are available. You'll be able to get all the links off the video when it finishes. Other than that, there's loads of information and stuff in 10 forward. And if you're not sure about stuff, ask your CO. they'll either point you to where you need to go, or they'll refer back to me or one of the regional team or the brigade team to work out what we said and where you can get information from. In the meantime, please do continue to stay safe, stay aware of what needs doing, and hopefully it's not going to be much longer before we can start physically seeing one another again, and fingers crossed that we might even get something like still keeping everything crossed for DST in November. It will be good to have the opportunity for people to meet up there, if not beforehand, on a more local setting. But in the meantime, that's all from us. Keep safe, keep well, and we'll see you all soon. Night all.
I'm going to sleep this off. Please let me know if there's some other way we can screw up tonight.